Hey everyone, and welcome to this next video in our 5.2 trigonometry series. We're still reviewing Pythagoras' theorem in this video, but in this one we are going to look at finding the shorter side. So we looked at Pythagoras in the previous video and we determined we could use C equals the square root of a squared plus b squared in order to find our hypotenuse. So this one is all about finding the hypotenuse. In order to find a short side, we have to do a little bit of rearranging of our original formula. So if our original formula is c squared equals a squared plus b squared, but we want to find one of the short sides, we need to fling things around a little bit. So we can take away, alright, so minus a squared from both sides. Or it'll probably be, no, we'll just do it this way. And we end up with c squared minus a squared equals b squared. Now if we write that a little bit nicer, it looks like this. But what we're actually going to be doing, if we link it to the previous video, and now that b is just your unknown side and a is the one you know. Okay, so if we were to look at our example over here, here's our b, here's our a, here's our c. So if we have b equals the square root of c squared minus a squared, we end up with x square root of 15 squared minus 10 squared, which gives us the square root of 125. Okay, and now we can break that down further, find our decimal, all that sort of stuff, but we're not going to do that today. Let's look at some examples of this now. Look at some examples. We've only got the two examples again, just like yesterday. Let's get into it. So we have our first example there. Find the value of x using Pythagoras' theorem. So if we start with the one that we said, so b squared, or not b squared, rather just b square root of c squared minus a squared. We've got x in there for b, and then we're going to have 13 squared minus 12 squared. Chuck that into your calculator, and you'll get 20. You won't get 25, you'll actually get 5, because what you've actually got in here is you'll have the square root of 169 minus 144, which is the square root of 25, which leaves us to our answer of 5. That's how easy this is. 3 lines of working, done and dusted. Our next one is going to have a bit of a decimal in it, so let's see what's happening over here. Start with this same formula, our short side, square root of the hypotenuse minus the other short side. This time we have m as our letter, or our pronumeral that we are trying to find. We have 16.8 squared minus 12.4 squared. Just extend that out. Pop that into our calculator. We'll get 11.3349 and so on. Now we want one decimal place, so I cut the number off at the decimal place, and we are below halfway. Therefore, our number 3 there stays as a 3. No units of measurement in this one, So it can just say either as units or just the number itself. And that's it. That's how you do it. Very similar to the previous video. Don't need to put too much effort in for these ones. Good luck with your questions and see you in the next video in our series.